fading away.
We can only see him.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am Dwen.
Hi, this is Spring Festival Bing Dwen Dwen. I am the mascot of Beijing Olympics.
Oh my God. And welcome, Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Kim.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We ordered our Bing Dwen Dwens, like, I don't know, back during the Olympics. And mine still is not here yet. She got hers already. Although I did get my keychain. The Bing Dwen Dwen keychain. Dude, you have to be careful because they have like fake Bing Dwen Dwens. If you get caught faking it in China, you go to jail.
Yeah.
But I do have the, oh, wait a minute. I have to get us to where we need to be. So, Giannis, are you excited about your Bing Dwen Dwen?
Yes. Look.
And just so our people, yes, guess what, sweetie? I have the picture to share. Look, the Bing Dwen Dwen. I got the picture. He is so.
Do you have the picture that he has the sunglasses on?
I am sure I could probably whip that out. Linda, do you know the many colors around his face are there for a purpose? It shows the amount of technology that went into the Beijing Olympics.
Yes.
And he was such an amazing mascot. Giannis, tell her about Bing Dwen Dwen and I will get you the other picture.
The only thing I know about him is he's so cute. And his idea is really a panda.
That's the first thing I said about him, was that he was cute.
Yes, he's adorable, isn't he?
I did read too that the shell helps him to skate and snowboard and ski right along the Olympic athletes. So that was, you know, a lot of thought was put into him.
Yeah, there was. And he was such a cool mascot to have. I will show you what Giannis is talking about. Giannis went crazy with her Bing Dwen Dwen, as you can see right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. She was dressing him up yesterday.
Look, I made him put on my dad's sunglasses. He looks so adorable.
Very stylish.
Yeah.
He could hang out in Florida looking like that, you know.
I'd like to be hanging out in Florida right now.
Right now it is raining. Oh my gosh, is it raining? We had a massive thunderstorm this morning. And my students were listening to my whole office kind of shake as it went ba-boom, ba-boom. And I was like, what do I say to this, you know? But it is, we have been in the high 80s, low 90s now for a week. Welcome to spring.
Yes.
Thank God the snowbirds will be leaving soon. Yes.
And they'll be coming right back to me.
That's okay. You can have them.
Where do you live?
I live on Cape Cod in Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts.
So Doreen and I grew
out
up
in the little end piece of Massachusetts that goes into the ocean.
Yes, I live right near the beach.
Oh, how's the weather like now?
Right now, it's really cold and rainy. It's about, I think it's 45 degrees today, and it was pouring rain. It's very nasty. Very nasty.
Fahrenheit, right? Not
yes,
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
Oh.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work in Celsius, never has.
Let's see here.
See, what's that?
Well, I will tell you in 1 second.
I give you 5 seconds.
It is 7.2 Celsius.
7.2. That is really cold.
It is cold,
Yeah.
but that's not even really cold for here because sometimes it gets much colder. We get snow, a lot of snow in the summer, in the winter time. And
And you can make a snowman.
yes, we do.
Yes, that is where I grew up.
Yeah.
I
If
grew
I was
up in
That is
prepared, I could give you
so-
pictures.
You know, the place that where I am living in now, I live in the south of China, the province named Guangdong province. Maybe you haven't heard about that, but I haven't seen a snowy day.
Never?
Never.
Me, I'll send you
It's
some
From when you were
pictures.
in Shanghai.
Yeah, but Shanghai is like very little snow. It's
Well, that
really
is
light.
because it's a city. It's like being in Boston or New York. When the outlying areas get 6 feet of snow, Shanghai gets an inch.
I haven't made any snowman.
Oh, that's okay, Yanni. When you come here, we will show you how to make a snowman.
But you'll
You
all
know,
have to
it's
come up
cold.
here.
It's cold here, and I'm wearing this pajamas, and it's 15 Celsius. So what is that in Fahrenheit? I'm not sure. It's 15
I don't know, I will tell
Celsius.
you.
It is cold
Probably
for
around
me.
60 degrees.
It's about 59.
59.
And right now here, it is 29 Celsius,
Wearing this, so cold.
but 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ah, I'm looking forward to that.
Come over here. Come over here and visit me.
I would love to. I absolutely would.
As soon as China lets us in, baby girl. As soon as China
Have
lets
you
us in.
have you ever been to China?
I have not.
Oh,
I actually
You
haven't
would
been out of
love
the
it.
country very much.
She is adventurous like me, Anna. She would have a good time.
I would.
oh.
Okay, let's talk about the plane crash. It's not a great thing to talk about. It was a huge, huge fireball.
Mhm.
Here's a picture that was on CCTV. It is very sad.
Yes.
They found the black box. I don't know what they have said about the black box yet, but I know that they have found many wallets and bank cards and official identity cards, but they have not found any of the 132 people alive.
Right.
And it's kind of scary what happened. It is.
How did it?
China.
How did it just turn and do a nosedive?
That seems to be a big question, and I will not put up the video images because it shows the plane just literally going. I don't know if it was caught on a webcam or how it was caught, but it shows the plane just going down, and I feel like that's too graphic and children
Yeah.
might watch the show. But I have to take a moment and say how sorry we are that people lost their lives.
Too many people.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as far as what was
100.
said-
What?
what was said in China about the crash?
The crash is a lot of experts. They said it's really rare that the plane crashed like that. It just go down like that. It's really rare, and they just found the black box yesterday, and they're trying to analyze the data in there. But you know, how do you say that? The package, how do you say that? It's like the box.
The
It
black
has
box,
been
right?
damaged, destroyed.
Right.
Or it has been destroyed. So they need more time to analyze the data in there.
I know they have people from the American FAA over there that are helping them go through the wreckage. Sadly, here in America, we've known many plane crashes, and we have the ability to work through such a sad situation. I mean, how do you tell 132 people, well, we know it was just a simple commuter flight, but your loved one is not coming home? I am hoping that they find it was a problem with the plane. They had that one Malaysian flight that went down not too long ago where they found it was the pilot who didn't want to live anymore. So instead of just committing suicide, he took the whole plane with him. And China, I think, does a better job of psych testing their people. So I have a feeling we're going to find out it was a problem in the plane. But for those souls that have passed, I think they need a moment of silence.
Mm.
You know, it is kind of hard to be solemn when you are holding Bing Dwen in front of your face. I'm just saying. 20 going on 12. God help me. So Yanni. That crash was something, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, a lot of their family members, it's like those people who were in the plane
Right.
that crashed, their family members, they were crying in the airport. They keep crying and keep staying there for 3 days without eating. And a lot of people are trying to comfort them and telling and offering a lot of help, something like that.
Well, it is very, when you have someone, sometimes you don't always get to say goodbye.
Yeah, that's true.
And if I think that you are just going to fly over to like Shenzhen and it's no big deal,
And then you're gone.
I would not want that to be you.
No. Or anyone.
Yeah. But for my auntie, I would be at the airport. Just thinking about it is making me cry, you know?
You know, this accident.
So could you picture being one of those people? I would not want to be there. I would, there's a lot of horrible ways to lose your loved ones. That one is just one of those like crazy ones. I mean, seriously. Okay, before I get to all weepy.
She's trying to just make you smile, Doreen.
I know.
Giannis is the light right now, and she's telling you it's going to be okay.
Giannis is always the island.
As difficult as it is, there's always, hopefully there's a bright somewhere with this.
Hopefully those souls are living in a better place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go to another one. Let's talk about big tech. I was so surprised in the last few days of some of the stories that I have seen coming about big technology. And I guess what surprised me when I was growing up, we were, Linda, as you know, we were one of the first schools in the world to have computers.
Mhm.
We were blessed like that. So we grew up with computers growing up with us. And when my kids got of an age, which back then it was 8, 9 years old. I mean, now these kids are born with it. But even so, I never, ever, as a parent, let a TV or a computer parent my child. I was taught that was my responsibility.
Mhm.
And I will grant you, they have the Snapchats and the Twitter and the Facebook and the Amazon. But how readily available these things are to your child is up to you. Now, one of the things China does, which I think is very cool, in China, they have IDs. Giannis, how old were you when you got your first ID?
Mm,
Do you remember?
maybe.
Does your brother have an
Maybe.
ID?
No. I
No.
think it's 12 or 15.
No, it's got to be younger than that because Annie's had one for a little while and she's 12 now.
I cannot remember actually.
I think it's kind of like 8 or 10. But if a child is given an iPad or a phone at 10 o'clock at night, if you are playing a video game on your, let's just say you're playing the video game on your phone, a little thing comes up and it asks you what your ID number is. And you have to put your ID number in. Now, if you are under 18, or is it under 16, Yanni? I think it's 18. It's just before you go to college. At 10 o'clock, if you are playing a game and it asks you for your ID and it comes up with you are underage, that game shuts down.
Lights out, huh?
That's it. There's no Weibo. After 10 o'clock at night, you should either be studying or sleeping.
So who's
And I think that I love the Chinese government for doing this because do you know how many parents here in America? Oh, but mom, 5 more minutes. I just need to Minecraft 5 more minutes.
Mm.
The government takes that away from parents. And I'm like, my God, what a great thing that is. Because as a parent, you have so many fights with your child. Do this, don't do that. To take that off of a parent's plate, you want to take something off of my shoulders as a parent. Yay. Now, some parents or some people in this country, oh, that is controlling. Okay, but now let me give you the flip side of that coin. Parents in California are trying to sue big technology. Why? Because they're blaming them for getting their kids addicted. What? How crazy is this? I don't want to parent my child properly, so I get to sue a company. Now, granted, in my children's day, it wasn't Facebook, it was MySpace. But there has been an Amazon. I have been on Amazon just about since it's been open. I don't even want to discuss Apple. Apple makes me angry. Microsoft, Google, Netflix, they have been here so freaking long. Nobody tells you your child has to watch Dora the Explorer. You put your child in front of that TV. Nobody tells your child, oh, you have to play Minecraft. You hand your child that phone or that iPad. Oh, yes, Billy, go play your Minecraft game. So where do you get to sue somebody else because you didn't want to do your job?
I agree with you, Doreen, 100%.
I mean, I first read this on Facebook the other day, and I was like, what? Now, out of everybody I know, Giannis included, I'm probably one of the most techie people I know. I have 3 phones, and I don't want an Apple iPad, but I have to have one because that's really the only way I can contact my grandson. So I have 4 devices. I have 3 computers. I don't know anybody that spends as much time online as I do. I am in 7 different countries. And even my kids were not raised to be techies. I took them out and for walks. When my grandson comes, anybody who looks at any of my social media, they see me taking him for walks. And I take him out on a bike. And for the year that he lived with me, it isn't like I didn't let him play some video games. I did. I even bought him one of those old ones so he could play the old Atari games, you know.
Oh, fun.
But I limited his time on that. I took him to the soccer game. I took him to tennis lessons. I took him to the wild animal park. Why? Because he needs to know more than just a freaking computer. A computer is an aid to communication. And if you are using it for more than an aid to communication, if you are using it to subjugate your personal life, dude, you need to go see a therapist because you have bigger problems than your damn computer.
Mhm.
And I had to go online today. The bill is going through California, which is not surprising. They get these wackadoo bills going on. California parents whose children become addicted to social media apps would be able to sue for damages under a bill advanced Tuesday in the state assembly by bipartisan pair of lawmakers. How is this even possible? Where would anybody allow that kind of frivolous lawsuit to go through?
Only in America.
I mean, do we have so little here in America going on that we have time for this kind of hokey BS? When this was brought up before California lawmakers should have turned around and looked at them and said, stop blaming other people. Go parent your child.
People don't take responsibility for themselves anymore.
Giannis, what do you think about this?
Somebody else.
Yeah.
It's easier. It's easier to blame
No.
than it is to take responsibility.
As a young person, do you find yourself online all the time?
Not really. Not all the time.
No. When we were in China, Giannis and I, you know, it is fun to go to the movies or go out to walk, go do things. I have numerous pictures in my Facebook that show we went out, we went to Hot Pot, we went and did many things. Now, of course, when I came home, I put them in my Facebook, but am I addicted to Facebook? No. All my friends and family are there. And rather than having to make 100 phone calls saying, guess what I did today? I can just post it on Facebook and everybody can see it. That doesn't mean I'm addicted. But if I had to be on Facebook from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep, why isn't the phone or the computer being taken away from me? Even as an adult, is that really good for us?
Well, people aren't paying attention. Everyone's so busy doing other things that nobody's paying attention. So these get handed off, whether you're in a restaurant or in the car or traveling. Every child has either a cell phone or an iPad or some piece of technology in their hand. And it's just, it keeps them quiet. And that's what it's all about right now, I think, is what people are just, they want to keep the kids quiet and there's no interaction. So a lot of children I see are unable to have a conversation, or they don't look you in the eye. That's been going on for quite some time. But technology is, I find it very difficult. I see all the time, I see families, 5 and 6 people sitting lined up next to each other, waiting for a table, and they're all on their own device. Not one person is talking to each other. People sit down to dine and they're all like this. You know, I make a point of taking my phone most times and putting it, unless I'm waiting for an important call, and putting it away. I don't like having it. When mine's on, I keep it on silent and it doesn't vibrate. I miss phone calls all the time because I don't want to be bothered. But people with children, like, and my grandkids live here. So we have children here. I have children all the time. And, you know, the battle all the time is with the television and YouTube. Like my grandson's 8 and he likes YouTube and he likes to watch video games and learn how to play video games. And it's constant and he gets it past me all the time. He'll just come in and go in and I'll start doing something. He turns the TV on and then his stepfather, his stepdad, Bobby, comes in and it's like, what are you watching? And it gets turned off, but it's a constant battle. It comes and goes.
But I think part of it too is, you know, back when I was taking, and we'll get into marketing later, but back when I was taking marketing in college, one of the things they bring up is American media. And back, I would say this is probably about 8-10 years ago when I took that class. That's when I stopped watching the news. And the reason for it, in one of these many books that are around me, it tells you, back in the day, we used to have a gentleman here, Giannis, called Walter Cronkite, and he did the news. And if Walter Cronkite told you it was going to rain, believe me, the drops were coming down outside. If he told you the bank had been robbed, you could believe the bank had been robbed. Sadly, when him and Morley Safer died, that was the last of real news. And these children that are growing up, and especially in America, they're growing up addicted to a TV, a computer, an iPad, a phone. If California gets away with a lawsuit against big tech, I think I will go forward to the Supreme Court and pull a lawsuit against the media, because they have done everything they could to make people addicted. And how do I mean this? Well, these kids are watching their parents, and their parents are like, oh my God, I have to watch the news. I have to watch. I need to know whether I need to be angry. I need to know whether I need to be afraid. You know, what the hell is wrong with you people? They go down to the spot where the accident happened to make you feel more involved, to pull at your emotional strings. They are playing you psychologically, and your kids are seeing this. They are seeing your addiction to the phone. They are seeing your addiction to the computer. They are seeing your addiction to the TV. And you want to know why they're addicted? Why are you blaming anybody else? Look in the freaking mirror, people. Sorry.
Why don't you tell us what you really feel, Doreen?
I'm sorry, but it's,
You all right?
yeah. I gave up a few years ago, like 10 years ago, watching the news. And since I have given up watching the news, compared to everybody around me, I'm not upset. I'm not paranoid. I don't have to be angry all the time. And when situations arise, many people there are like, oh, I am supposed to feel this way. No, somebody made you feel that way. You haven't thought about the actual situation. And people turn around and they look to me like I am omnipotent, like I know everything, because I say, this is how it is going to happen. Oh, you don't know that. You don't know. Kind of funny. This is exactly how it does happen. How did you know that? You must be a witch. You must be all knowing. No, I am just not controlled by the TV.
I stay away from it too.
Even, you know, one of the biggest gifts we are given in this world is the freedom of thought. And I think the one thing that makes me the most angry is when people don't think. In America, we call that fucking idiot. In China, we call it Sharbi. But anyway that you call it, it's people not stopping to think. They're allowing the TV to tell them how they should think or how they should feel. And I don't think that's right. And I think the kids are watching it, and that's where the addiction is stemming from. I don't think, you know, I don't think that we should think like that. Linda, what do you think?
Well, I think many people watch way too much TV. I don't even like to, I don't turn the news on. I very seldom I turn the news on. And actually, one of the last times I turned the news on was when the war started. And I turned it on just for a couple minutes, and my grandson walked in, and it created a fear in him. So I haven't turned it on since. You know, I'll read some things online here and there, and you know, but I never know what to believe, wherever I'm reading it.
Right.
You know, I just don't know which, and there's always several different sides. I don't want to get into politics because I'm not.
No, I know what you mean.
But it all goes, it's this side, it's the left side, it's the right side. And regardless of, if you look at one will tell you one thing, the other will tell you the other. So you just don't know who to believe. And it's just like what you said. It's like those gentlemen were gone, and now we don't know who to believe on the news. But with the kids and the, you know, technology, there's so much of it. Yeah. I cannot keep up, you know, at all. It's changed the way we do everything. You know, even getting up in the morning, I don't use an alarm clock anymore. I use my cell phone.
Yeah, I know.
And the
Think
kids,
about it. You used to carry a camera, but now you have your cell phone.
Yeah, we don't have anything. It's just a cell phone, a laptop, an iPad, whatever. I don't own an iPad, and I can hardly turn them on. So people laugh at me for that. I'm not very techy. You know, even with the television, there's things I don't know how to do on the TV. My 8-year-old grandson can teach me how to do things on the TV.
Yeah.
But the kids are just, they're bombarded with technology. And, you know, their parents, like my grandson's his parents are in their 30s, and they always have a cell phone in their hand, always. There's just so much of it. And, you know, where do you draw the line?
I think there are times, and maybe this is because we came from a pre-cell phone era,
Mm-hmm.
but think about when we were kids. If our parents wanted to take us out to the Cape for the day, they didn't need to take the phone with them. There wasn't anything as important as their family. Now, I would love to tell you I go play tennis or go walking without my phone, but I don't, because it's got the camera. It's got the camera. But sometimes I do, because I have this.
What is, see it. Oh, it's a camera. Is it a camera? Oh, there it is.
Camera. See my camera? And I'll take this and leave the phone at home.
It's freeing. When you forget your phone, it's like this load has been taken off of you.
I feel like a little kid skipping school when I
It's like, oh, I forgot my phone. Oh, how nice is that?
Yeah, I know. It's an amazing thing.
When I go out, when I walk, I do a lot of hiking and walking, as you see probably from my Facebook page. And the majority of the time that my phone is off. It's not off, but it's silent and it doesn't vibrate. So there's no technology while I'm out there. And it's just nice. It's just nice. There's no, and then the days that I forget to put it on silent, it inevitably rings in the middle of a walk, and it's very annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of technology. It's a necessary evil, however, because it helps with so many different things. Like, could you imagine right now? Like, we're in 3 parts of the world.
I know.
Florida, Massachusetts. That was impossible before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Technology has made it possible.
What time is it where you are, Giannis?
It's 9:30 p.m.
9:30 p.m. It's 9:30 a.m. It's morning here, and it's not. You're ready for bed, and I'm just starting. We're starting our day. You know,
she is 8,000 miles from me, and Giannis, you have to think about this. Linda is almost 2,000 miles from me. And one of the shows we did, we had Chris. Chris was up in the UK.
Wow.
The Karen show we just had, she is out in Chicago. So as we are bopping around the world on this show, you're right. This is something they couldn't even have thought of before.
Right, but it's
with all the Jetsons, remember?
Yeah, this was the Jetsons. Perfect example. But it's changed everything. Like during the pandemic, when everything shut down, like I think that was the best thing for me. Like to just stop for 3 months or whatever it was. You know, we shut down in the United States in March 15th or 16th, and I went back to work in May, but the restaurant didn't open until June. But people with online businesses and people who worked remotely, their life just kept on going. They just didn't have to leave their house.
Yeah, I know.
You could still
welcome to my office.
Right. You know, I
had an advantage that most
fabulous.
I am very blessed, unlike a lot of teachers. Some teachers do well in the classroom, some teachers do well online. And they are not the same. It's not the same animal. It's like the difference between dine-in and takeout. They're both restaurants, but they're vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
I am super lucky. I am gifted at both. But I had amazing women to learn from, like Miss Raposa or Grace B. Kiernan, who I
Yeah.
know is looking down on me and laughing. Oh my God. This woman wished this on me. I'm telling you right now. But it's tech is a big thing. And to understand tech, we have to know that it is important, but so is being human.
Mhm.
And if I want to take Giannis out on the mountain, like you said, you don't have to turn on the ringer. You can take the camera without turning on the ringer.
Right.
And you can enjoy life. And I just do not think it is appropriate or proper to sue big tech for parenting. If you are a parent to your child,
No,
limit
it's
the
wrong.
amount that your child is online. Limit what your child. My daughters used to they went all over MySpace. They were on Snapchat, but I used to walk in and there was rules. If you want to be on these websites, then you need to tell me who you're talking to.
Mhm.
My grandson had 2 fully grown adults that he was talking to. I think it was the Roblox game. But anyway, nobody knew he was talking to these 2 adults. And I'm like, doesn't anybody talk to you about this? No, Grandma. So I love both of his parents dearly. My daughter is a fabulous mother. His father, well, anyway, they both do try to be good to the boy, but you have to walk in and you have to be nosy. And sometimes, these kids are growing up in oh, my children must love me. I have to be their friend. No, you do not have to be their friend. You need to be their parent. And maybe you can't swat their ass, but you can take that cell phone away. You can take that iPad away. If they are addicted to these games, it is because you are not teaching them what is proper or how much of what is proper. Granted, your kid might need to do Zoom classes, but that doesn't mean they need to stay on 3 hours after class to play Minecraft. Although I do have a Minecraft classroom and I do take my kids into that classroom, and I do have a Sky classroom and I take my kids into that, but we're not in it every week.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they don't need that much. So, I mean, these are things we have to think about. Now, let's get on to something nice. Giannis, what is this week's animal?
I did not get to see it.
Oh, I think Bing Dwen is one.
Yes, you're holding one.
Yeah,
What is he?
panda.
Okay. And what do you know about pandas?
Panda is black and white.
Okay, and what else about it?
And it is very popular in China, and you can see a lot of panda in Sichuan province.
Yeah, I know. I got to see it. I think it was so cute. Look at them. Wait a minute, I have to show you. Aren't they adorable?
Yeah.
Hanging out with
one of my
pandas,
favorite
like
animals.
hanging out with a bunch of toddlers. They really are. They are so. They really are not aggressive. I don't think they know how to be. Maybe that is why China has them as their national animal. Do you know all pandas everywhere in the world belong to China?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what zoo they are in, anywhere in the world. China has the naming rights to all panda babies. They have the right to bring any panda back to China. It is really kind of cool. when we stop and think about the panda bear, let's talk about him. When you think about the Smithsonian has a zoo, and the first pandas were a gift from Premier Zhao, and their names were Ling Ling and Sing Sing, and they were for the American people. And it was because of Pat Nixon. When she went to China, she told them how much she loved the panda bear. So they gifted America with these two. And Mei Xing and Ti Tian are a pair that arrived in the year 2000. The cub will stay at, they just had a cub between the two of them, and it will stay at the Smithsonian Zoo until 2023, when it will be sent back to China. There are only about 1,900 pandas that live in their native habitat in China, and 600, give or take, live in zoos and breeding centers around the world. It's really something to know. Pandas like to be alone, but they get noisy when they communicate with each other. Hey, like I said, they remind me a lot of toddlers. You know how a toddler will sit there and play with itself, and then it will have a buddy and it'll play with the buddy, and then all of a sudden, well, same thing with the panda. They like to eat bamboo, and their excrement, or their poop, is really so highly nutritious that it makes a great fertilizer. I mean, people don't think about stuff like that, but it is true. It's pretty awesome.
Panda poop 40 times a day because they ate too much bamboo.
She said,
The first panda I ever got to see was in the Tianjin Zoo, as far as when I was in China. And this thing, it had like this bale of bamboo, and it would sit there and it just eats one piece at a time. But its eating process is nonstop. And they do.
do they eat anything else?
I don't know. Maybe that is a good question. I can check.
They
that
eat
out.
leaves too. It cost me 30 RMB to give the panda a few leaves. But I think that is the business stuff related to the zoo.
Yeah. Well, they have to, you know, that is one of the things people don't understand. And I see this a lot when you talk about SeaWorld or the Wild Kingdom that we have down here at Pushcart. People, oh, I do not know why I have to pay so much money for a ticket. These are animals. They are animals that we need to love. They are animals we need to protect. But they don't eat for free. Pandas eat from 26 to 84 pounds of bamboo every day.
Wow.
Where are you going to come up with that much? Even if you have a bamboo garden, you're not going to come up with that much bamboo. Now, they can eat small eggs, pumpkin, kidney beans, domestic pig food if they have to. But they're not big on them. They're mostly a vegetarian. Now, pandas do eat 1% meat. And the meat they eat are like small rodents, like pikas, maybe the occasional squirrel, you know. They are a carnivore, but 99% of them is herbivore. They are not really, I don't want to say they're not dangerous because that's not true. If you approach any animal in the wild and it feels it has to defend its territory, it will harm you. But for the most part, as long as you give the panda its space, and if it wants to come to you, you can let it come to you. But they're mostly peaceful.
Mhm.
I can understand why China uses them as a welcoming tool, because they're pretty amazing. And they're so snuggly. Bing Dwen Dwen should be a panda, you know? Now, the last thing we wanted to talk about, and we feel, Linda, you are the best person to talk about this, is restaurant marketing. Because, you know, I have many students and they're all interested in, how do we do marketing? And you just had to market through COVID. Giannis, Linda has a wild goose.
A wild what?
The restaurant that I manage is called the Wild Goose Tavern.
Oh, do you own those restaurants?
I do not own the restaurant. I manage it, just the front of the house. So I don't play a huge role in the marketing. I give my 2 cents here and there, but there's a whole another crew that kind of takes care of that.
Yeah,
Do
but
you hire people?
more value.
Do you hire people to help you do the marketing stuff?
There are people who work, it's a hotel and a restaurant. So there's people who work at the hotel, and the kind of, we don't have a full marketing department. It's a small hotel. So kind of everyone gives their input, and we have hired someone to help us with our online presence, and we've hired people to assist with I'm sorry.
Have we got an Instagram now for the wild goose?
We do. We have an Instagram and we have a Facebook page, and then we have another company, the website. We have.
You can send me the Insta link.
I'll find it for you. I don't play a large role in that because it's not my forte. My forte is the front of the house of the restaurant, and, you know, making sure the guests are very happy. And
But what brings them in the door?
what brings them in the door? A lot of our presence is because of where we're located. We are on Main Street in Chatham, which is a very small walking town. And there's not a lot of, there's shopping and there's eating. So people come to this town. If you've ever been to, I don't know anywhere in China, so, but Doreen would know there's other towns like Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard and small towns that you go to and people just flock to go shop and eat. And you walk up and down the street, and that's the whole presence.
But you shop and eat there because it's a beautiful place to be.
It is a
It's
beautiful
kind of like
place to
in
be.
Hong Kong.
So one of the things
Only with good food.
one of the
Hong
things that
Kong was horrible.
when- really? No, we have great food. The food's awesome.
Mainland China has the most amazing food that, Linda, I am such a picky eater. In
Mhm.
America, it's like, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating. But in China, other than the mushrooms, I try everything.
Oh, okay.
And I have Giannis who tells everybody she cannot have the mushrooms. But other than that, there's kind of a thing in China because a lot of the stuff, you will never, ever know what's in it. And you have to accept that going into it. They have vegetables and fruits that we haven't even got a clue about here.
Right.
Giannis loves durian.
Love what?
It's called durian. It's
Okay,
a
what
fruit.
is
Can
it?
you show her? Can you show her the picture?
Yes, I will get it out.
Picture.
I'm getting it.
Do you know
The good thing
durian?
you're so
Durian?
techy, Doreen.
What?
Because I have students who make me crazy.
Do you
They show
do
me.
you
and
know
look it up.
do you know what is durian? Durian.
No, Giannis, this would not really go over very big in America.
Oh,
But in China, Asian people love durian.
what's in the center of it? Like, what does it look like?
It's like a fruit. See the little yellow looking jelly looking?
Yeah.
That
Can you
is the
put
part.
one so you can see the inside better.
Just like the mango. You hold this and then you put it in your mouth and you bite. Oh, it's so
Is
good.
Is it juicy? It doesn't
Yeah.
look juicy. It is.
A little bit juicy.
I
actually.
cannot get past the smell of it.
Look,
Um,
it looks
if you
so
watch
good.
food TV at all, they have Andrew Zimmerman, the guy who eats everything from around the world. You know, he's even eaten cockroaches. But he will not eat this because the smell to an American is like, oh my God. I
No,
cannot
actually,
smell.
no, this is bullshit. It tastes so good and it is really popular in Malaysia. Have you
It's
ever
very
been
popular.
to Malaysia?
It is very popular throughout Asia. They have it in Vietnam, Korea, and it is an extremely popular food, but the smell kills me. It's kind of right up there with stinky tofu. Giannis loves both of them, and Giannis used to live with me. And she got so excited one day. She's like, I ordered a durian pizza. And I'm like,
Because, no, let me explain it to you. Because Doreen wants to have Papa John, have pizza from Papa John. And then if you get 2 pieces, you get 50% off. And then I got another pizza, a small pizza. And then I got the durian flavor. And it's so good. And Doreen was hiding in her bedroom to eat her pizza because
the smell.
she does not like the smell.
I don't think that would go over too well here.
But in China, there are a lot of different things where if you knew what was in it, you would never eat it.
Mhm.
And being the picky eater I am, and most of the time they will not tell you. It's okay, just eat, you know? So you have to try everything. And if you like it, do not ask what is in it, just freaking eat it.
Mhm.
Have you ever tried pig brain?
No, I don't think so. I have eaten in Chinatown before, and one of my best friends who Doreen knows, her name is Teresa, and she married a man who was Chinese. So she was exposed to a lot of different foods. And we went out, we went to Chinatown once together. And I just remember like hearing about chicken feet and some other things that I would not even go close to.
Oh, dude, Janice will sit there and I got a chicken butt.
Yeah,
And she got so excited about it. Yeah. And
Chicken.
that I hate to say it, that is part of how they keep that young look to them is these foods that they eat are high in collagen. Durian is high in vitamin C. They are super nutrient dense foods. The other thing that when you eat in China, it's like eating when we grew up. Remember how foods used to taste when they had flavor?
Yes.
Before they allowed all these chemicals to be put in. That is what eating in China is like. They don't allow the chemicals. They don't allow the added sugars and salts and fat. So you get this taste like the food that we grew up with. And it is amazing. I think that's one of the things that brings people back to China.
Mhm.
And
even my little cousin, she's 2 years old, and she eats the chicken feet when we have the morning tea. It's like the big dinner in America that everybody sit around the table and we have morning tea, and then she's eating the chicken feet. She's only 2. Yeah.
she
Yeah,
does.
see, unfortunately, here what happens is the 2-year-olds walk around with Twizzlers in their mouths.
Yeah, they do. No, I sent Giannis a whole bag of what they call soft sweet. We call them like gummy candies.
Mhm.
And she lets her cousin have one gummy worm. One. Now, an American child would put on the whole bag. But this little girl takes the one gummy worm, like she has a lollipop.
Mhm.
And she makes that one gummy worm last like 20 minutes. I'm like, of
Mhm.
course, now understand, I have to beg Giannis and Giannis's mother to give her that. That is candy. She cannot have candy. I don't know. Maybe I could open a restaurant in China, call it Burgers and Soft Sweet. I can entice only children, and then maybe they will sue me like I am big tech.
Maybe they will, because you'd be serving them bad food.
I know, that would be more the point.
Because that's what's, that's the thing here too. It's like the foods that we eat are so unhealthy and bad for us. And
Linda, when I left here for China, I was close to 350 pounds.
you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. But when I got to China, they were like, eat, 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 eat. And they were just popping food in my mouth left and right. I have never eaten so much in my entire life. And I was shedding weight. And I was shedding weight. And that goes to show you how much of the crap is in our food. Then I got back here, and I wasn't back here even a month. And my students were like, you are American fat. And I was ordered to go to the gym. And I have 3 different students. They found the Chinese grocery for me. I have one who sends me smoothies through Daily Harvest because it's all organic.
Nice.
I have to eat organic food. I cannot eat as I am told, the American processed garbage. And it's kind of true, because now when I go to eat like McDonald's or Wendy's or any of those places, I mean, I look at the marketing and I'm like, wow, I really want that burger. But then I get there, and if I eat it, I will get so sick.
Yeah. No, I haven't eaten a Burger King and McDonald's. I don't eat fast food. I just don't eat it. I try not to eat anything processed. The stuff that we eat here at our house that's processed, if I cook, is like a box of rice. Stuff.
See, I'm not even allowed to have that. I have to have the bag of red rice or the bag of black rice or the all organic from China,
I like black rice better. I love black sticky rice.
Yeah, I do. I love it. With a nice big fresh steak. But I can't have a steak like a steak anymore. I have to have the thin slices. In America, we cut chunks. In China, when you have it, it's not called steak, it's called beef, and it's cut into the thin slices. And I find that I can process the thin slices a whole lot better. It's more flavorful. Or maybe because you season it just a little bit more,
right?
Seasoning goes down into it a little bit more. I also find that I cook a lot more with the tivala, and I look for restaurants that are either going to, I'm picky when I go into restaurants. Even in China, I was picky about it. They have to be clean. I mean, yes, occasionally roaches are going to crawl across the floor. I don't care what restaurant you're in. Food is food. I want the food to be cooked well. And what do I mean by that? I spent 10 years as a waitress, 11 years, a while. When the food comes to the table, if you are bringing me white French fries as a waitress, you know them things
They're
are
not
cooked. Why are you serving them to me? If I order medium well, it might be a little bit pink on the inside, but it shouldn't be bleeding raw. When I sit down at the table, if you have set that table, I shouldn't find dirty silverware.
That's correct.
Because as a waitress, when I used to have to roll and roll and roll the damn silverware, you were supposed to inspect it as you were rolling it.
The ours gets polished.
I mean, I hate to use the new verb. I was so Karen, but no, I don't mean Karen that was just with us, Giannis. When they have a new verb here in America, it is called Karen.
Yes.
And a Karen is someone who goes in and, I want to see your manager. Nah, 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 nah. I am not that Karen, but I want my food done correctly. I don't want it thrown in the salamander. If you're supposed to cook it on a grill, cook it on a grill. Do not even try and fool me with microwave. People hand me stuff out of the microwave, I will send it back. And they're like, how do you know?
You can tell.
I was a waitress for 10 years. I was a bartender for 15 years. Believe me, there's nothing you can do to food that I have not seen. I have even been to China and seen chicken feet.
Chicken feet is
It's
so
a whole nother
good.
world.
It is. It really is.
Really
I
is.
miss all of the veg. They have vegetables. Oh my God, that it's just like this whole cascade of vegetables. Here in America, you get corn, green beans, zucchini when it's in season. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There, you have like the Walmart has a produce section. Picture something 5 times that size, and nothing is replicated. It's huge, and it was amazing. But for marketing something like that, you know, I'm watching these hot pot shops and stuff here in America. They really don't do marketing. But in America, we go through a lot of marketing.
Right. Our restaurant doesn't do a ton of marketing, and it's because of
They don't have
a lot
to.
of it's got to do with where we're located, but we've really boosted up our online presence with the Facebook and the Instagram posts. And one of the things that's being done with that is highlighting some of the staff members, which is fun, you know, because then you're highlighting staff members, and that shows, you know, people are having fun. They want to know when they come to our restaurant that they're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
It's a
The other thing that it
it's
gets
a
you,
nice atmosphere. The food-
Instagram allows you to highlight the food.
Yes. Yes.
One of the things I do on Instagram, and I don't do it very much on Facebook, but a lot of these meals that I am eating, high protein, low calorie, people tend to think, oh my God, she's eating like a rabbit. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But it gives you that chance to take that picture.
Mhm.
Or like the smoothies. Many people want to know what's in the smoothies. And I'll take the picture of the cup, and then I'll take a picture of the finished smoothie so they can look at that. I imagine your restaurant's doing that for marketing also, because it makes the taste buds water, right?
Yeah, the food's delicious, you know. A lot of it's not low calorie though, Doreen.
No. It doesn't always have to be low cal. It doesn't always have to be low cal.
But our salads are amazing. Our salad.
Like I'll eat a steak. Sometimes I'll eat a big steak and a baked potato. I don't care.
Mhm.
Because I eat correctly most of the time. That once in a while when you blow it, it's not a big deal.
Right.
I would love to bring Giannis in and get her like a fresh lobster roll somewhere. She would lose her mind. She would just go crazy.
Do you don't have lobster in China?
No,
Not like we do. Not like we do.
Oh, wow. Have
No.
you before?
No. They
No?
they do like shrimp and crawfish, and
Mhm.
Xi Jinping is now just building back the South China Sea reef. So a lot of the fish they have due to Japan overfishing were gone, and now they're just now coming back. So it's kind of cool to watch. But when they do a fish, they don't just give you the fish. They give you the head, the tail.
Yes, we've served that
Yeah.
before. It doesn't go over too well on Cape Cod.
No.
No, it
Dude,
doesn't.
the first time I saw it in China, the little kid plucked the eyeball of the fish out and popped it in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, it is so delicious." And the kids in China look at this as a treat, like a child in America would look at
Yeah.
like a gobstopper, you know. To them, it's a big treat, and it's just amazing. And a lot of these little restaurants, you don't know they're there.
Mhm.
There's one restaurant, Marin took me to it in downtown Shanghai, and it's been there for over 500 years.
Wow.
They open up the top windows so the birds can come in. They feel that that is good luck.
Mhm.
I couldn't picture any place in America letting birds come into the restaurant, but
No, and it's
it's cool.
we have outside dining. So that's one of our draws. We're located right on Main Street, and we have a deck out front, and we have a tented patio out front, and then we have another tented patio out back. And having all of that outside seating, it just puts us on the forefront. We're on the forefront of Main Street. We are the restaurant to go to on Main Street in Chatham. And there's always a line out the door in the summertime.
See, I need to come
But-
home so you can let me
You
in.
do. Yes, you do. And so, but we have birds in our dining areas. You don't have any choice there. We also
Right.
only have bugs, which is kind of funny. You know, if someone finds a bug on their table, I've had people get upset about that. And I'm
Like you're dining outside.
You're
What did you
outside.
expect? You know? Well,
Some
guys, it is our
control.
time to wrap up our show. Linda, I'm glad you came to visit us.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
yeah.
I hope I was able to add something of value here.
You did.
I did. Good.
And
It was a
Giannis
pleasure.
is
being
adding
here.
her big Dwen because she is so excited about him.
Yes. Giannis, it was a pleasure meeting you and talking with you.
Giannis, you are hidden
Me
behind
too. It's my pleasure.
It's your pleasure.
Pleasure.
Oh, is Bing Dwen talking to us now?
It was nice to meet Bing Dwen too. I learned a lot just in the last 2 days, especially about Bing Dwen. I had never heard of him. That's terrible. That tells you how little I watch on TV or look at the news.
Well, he was part of the Olympics.
Yeah.
And to order him in China was almost impossible. I was able to order 2 keychains and a Bing Dwen here before Giannis could order hers. But hers got there first.
That's good. I was reading something yesterday, and it was about a necklace that they've come out with. They sold 7,000 necklaces in 2 hours,
Yeah.
and they won't be able to get them for 45 days.
Giannis, tell her what you went through to get your Bing Dwen.
I was trying to get one on the official website, and it has been sold out in 1 second. I was like using my fingers. Tick, 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 tick.
Wow.
You cannot get one. And I have my friend down in Beijing. It's the capital of China. And then he helped me get one. And that's why I have this Spring Festival Bing Dwen.
Nice. So you're very
Yeah.
proud of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we had to go through to get these things.
Look.
The Dorothy
Thank you.
Hamill of China.
Beautiful.
The belly.
All right,
That's cool.
ladies. Well, thank you for joining us. And if
Thank
you
you.
like us, hit like and subscribe. If you don't like us, well, go find somebody else to watch. We love you, Wa'ani, and we're happy you joined us.
See
Bye.
you.